Scrapbookers, it's Katie Scott, and I have challenged myself to use this little 6x6 paper pack to make 9 layouts, just because I've been in sort of a scrapbooking slump. I got it for $1.99. I was just going to pull that little, I don't know why, sticker off. Okay, so my videos are done in real time, which means I sometimes talk about stupid things. So I make my videos in real time. I have collected together a kit, which I don't always do, but I have this amount of stuff, which is a lot of stuff. I think more than you would get in a monthly kit club. Some of it's old, some of it's new, but I didn't add in letter stickers, so I will pull letter stickers, but hopefully not much else. And I'm going to try to make, 9 layouts. So I'm going to start with these 2 photos. And sometimes when I'm making the videos, if you're new to my videos, I will just, I won't even pick the photos. Like, I'll do that, and you could see me do that too. But when I went to go get my bin full of current photos, I had these on the top, and I was like, oh, I'll use that. And so one of the things I mentioned when I was putting together this kit was that it reminded me of the clothes I wore in the early 90s. Ta-da! Can you see? Yeah, the little tiny print. I had brown shoes. It's just like the colors were spot on. So this is when I went to Niagara Falls with a boyfriend. Yep. But I didn't pick the pictures with the boyfriend. I just picked the ones with just me. And so this was early 90s, yeah. Niagara Falls. And so I'm wondering, like, how much of the story do I want to tell? And also, I really miss those shoes that I bought in London. Oh, they were so cute. Okay, so first off, I'm thinking that the first thing I want to do probably is matte both of these photos with white. Just because I think I want to use a whole bunch of stuff underneath them. And then I also think I want to get on Pinterest and find like a quote that kind of goes to like travel when you're young. Because, you know, if I could have, this was before I was, you know, tied down in any way. And I did do a lot of traveling then, but I almost wish, like, I would have done more. Yeah. If I could just go, I would love to not go all the time, but I like to go. I like to travel. Okay, so now I'm just looking for a piece of white paper to map those photos with. And let's just start with the ugliest. This is like the ugliest piece of paper I found, which I almost want to, like, I almost want to use it just because it's so crazy ugly. It's super ugly, isn't it? But let's not do that. I have this, like, perverse little thought, like, maybe I should just use it, but I don't think so. Let's not. Okay. Yeah. So let's use it like this. Dun 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 dun. Haha. Isn't that fun? But I still need the white backgrounds there. So let's use something else that I don't think I'll probably use as a whole sheet. So I can't imagine using this on the whole piece of paper. Plus, it's kind of thin. So that'll work for me for the photo mats. And when I do use old photos, I do like to look and see if there's anything on the backs of the photos to tell me, like, you know, did I write on them, or is there a date or anything like that? And there's nothing on the backs, so yeah. So I'm probably going to mat these 2, and then maybe figure out kind of an arrangement of some of those pattern papers. And then I'm going to look for a quote, I think on Pinterest. I guess I could look and see if there's anything like, here's one that says, life is beautiful. That's okay. Or see if I have anything that has like a quote to it already. Not sure I do, but... So I'm just matting these down. And then I'll cut them with my guillotine cutter. That's very French, right? Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I cut the photo mats. My guillotine cutter is not as reliable as it used to be, but I'm not complaining. I've used it for like 20 years, so like probably almost as long since it's been since these photos were taken. I've had that guillotine cutter. So yeah, so I just need like something kind of basic as my background. Maybe this one. So that sort of, there's some stones in the background there. Standing next to like a stone and iron bridge. So I think that works, right? Yes, it does. Okay, so then I'm thinking, let's incorporate, so part of my whole little theory here with making 9 layouts, using this as my inspiration to make the kit, is I don't have to use this on every single page, but I'm going to try to, so we'll see. The one that I'm looking at is that tickety one, so I really like that idea. Let's see. It was like the yellow, this kind of a yellow, and then this here, this ticket. I don't know, it just kind of feels like we probably needed, I don't think we did need tickets to see Niagara Falls. You know, we needed to like go through the passport and whatever. Now I could be very obvious and like use clouds and water, but I don't want to do that. Nope, not doing that. I like the, I don't know, I just think I like just the gray and yellow. Even though those aren't really the colors from the photos, I just like really do remember wearing this color, like that mustardy yellow. I wore that a lot back then, even though I'm not totally wearing that in this photo. So I know scrapbookers who can just like lay it down like this and it looks perfect. I'm not. I wish I could. I'm just not one of those scrapbookers who can do that so easily. I wish I were. So I almost feel like I should look at some of like Celeste Smith's layouts. She is so good at it. But I kind of want to not look anywhere for inspiration on this one. So I'm going to resist that urge. Yep, so I'm not loving it yet. But I think those are the 3 papers that I'm going to pull in. And then I've got, maybe some tags might be like, and that way I can put in some, if I use tags and the hidden journaling trick, then I can like write all about the old boyfriend. Not everyone in the world has to like read that. Yeah. So let me do that with some of these just basic colored tags. And maybe use that. So I'm just kind of like honing down what I'm going to use on this page. Let the screaming begin. If I scrapbook, then yeah, then the kids have to go crazy. So yeah, so the topic of, I sat in on Debbie Hodge had office hours at Get It Scrap today. And then she had to go afterwards real quick because she was going to be on the paper clipping roundtable. So I know the topic of the week. And it is dun, 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 scrapbooking kits. So I don't know if that's a secret or not, but chances are I won't get this uploaded immediately, so you won't know. So I'm just kind of looking. Oh, that works, right? Duh. Let's just put this like kind of underneath a little bit. And then let's just go through the rest of the embellishments. And then I'm going to put the page together, I think, I hope. I'm going to try. I need a quote. But, I feel like that's a little loud. But this matches my coat, sorta. It's an odd color. So I might use I might just pull 3 of those. If I can match stuff up. Okay. Maybe early 90s, maybe. There won't be an S though. When was this? So, I'm trying to think. He was about the time probably 94, I want to say. Maybe 93. Somewhere in that time period. It was more 94 probably. It might have been even 95, but I don't think it was totally to 95. It might have been. All right, 93. Yeah, because those little things match. So there you go. And then there's one more little tag. And I'll just pull, I guess, one more. Okay. I'm going to put these away. And like I always do, I'm probably pulling too much stuff. Anyways, the topic for the paper clipping roundtable this week is scrapbooking kits. And oh, I like all these. We'll see if we use those. I don't know if we will. I don't think I'm going to use any of these. Probably not. So now I'm just kind of doing that little process of elimination. How am I going to use this? I don't think so. Nope. This is a maybe. It's a soft maybe. I don't know. You're like, why don't you just start making the page? I know, I really should, right? I don't know why. Because I'm slow today. I'm slow a lot of days lately with my scrapbooking. I used to be faster, and I'm lamenting the fact that I changed my scrapbooking room about a year or so ago, and I'm like, I think I used to be faster in my old room, but I used to stand up and then I needed to sit down, but now I want to stand up again, but yeah, I've already made all my changes. So now I'm thinking I should make some kits so that I don't have to scrapbook right here, so that I could just go, have a little kit with some supplies and scrapbook all over the house. I used to do that a little bit more than I do now. Okay, the only thing that's kind of popping at me is maybe the compass. The compass, there's a name for that. I think the compass star. I'll just leave that over there. I know, I should just get started already, but sometimes I just want to paw through all of my embellishments. And no, you don't have to watch me do that. And that's not the most interesting thing in the world, but there are other YouTubers that are much more concise than me. Well, I kind of like that side. I don't know if that can work, but it might. I like it. I like this one too. Getting carried away. What was I going to say? I forgot. I just would really hate to like there's one that actually like says a place. Like if there was actually something that I had that says Niagara Falls and I didn't use it. I know, but I know I don't have to, but it would be really cool if I could find it. Now this looks a lot like my the pattern on my skirt. I'm going to pull that. Not all of it, but it does. Looks like that skirt. That was one of my favorite skirts. Also, I just kind of wanted to figure out what was in these. What was in my little packs here, so that way I could move forward a little more quickly. So this one won't necessarily be quick, but maybe the next one will be. Maybe not. Maybe. But I think that the people, so usually if you're new to the channel, people that usually end up watching my videos aren't watching the whole time. They're scrapbooking their own things and, you know, they're busy themselves. And so I'm just kind of their background noise. And I enjoy background noise, so I just like somebody chattering at me. So that's what I'm hopefully doing for you. And if you can watch me make a layout and you're like, oh, I could probably make something like that because it's not rocket science, that would be great too. Okay, so I know what's in here. But yeah, they're talking about, so Debbie Hodge is going to be on. I always like it when Debbie's on the paper clipping roundtable. And they're going to be talking about kid clubs. And I really think I would love to belong to a kid club. I would love it even more if they would just send me a kid club. And I could make videos about the things that I made. I'd be happy to do that. Maybe use some of these. I don't know. But my problem is kind of that I have a local store that has good deals, and they also have, oh, that's cute. They also have, ooh, I like these. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to put these maybe on the backs of those tags, so you might not even see them all, but they're cute and fun. I forgot what I was telling you. I do that a lot. Sorry. But, so, I think that was spring break. I think it was winter break. Yeah, paper clipping. Back to the topic at hand. So, they're going to be talking about kid clubs at Paper Clipping Roundtable. And, yeah, I would love to belong to one, except that I don't really want to sign up for a monthly cost, but I don't, you know, my husband would be like, I would rather not. You know, it wouldn't be the end of the world or break the bank or anything, but he just would prefer, like if I could just buy the kit club and it would be like a one-time price for the entire year, he'd be cool with that. But if it was like the monthly thing, he kind of doesn't prefer that. Hold on just a sec. Like, for example, when we, I like some of these stickers, like that one. When we got my son's braces, instead of doing like the monthly payment plan, we just paid out for it all up front. And he just prefers doing it that way. You know, so he just wants to, you know, it's fine to put out the money, but we would just like to do that in lumps, I guess, rather than, like when we have it, rather than signing up for something that then you're locked into. He's not as excited about that. Oh, if I had a maple leaf, that would be kind of perfect. I might, because I was up in Canada. I was dating a Canadian when this picture was taken. I was dating this Canadian. We had a funny relationship, and we didn't, like, I knew him when I was in college, but we didn't date when we were in college. But then we, like, met up again when I was in law school, and then we just kind of started dating from there. And but he was like I was like, you're not my, like, I don't know, like, I knew I didn't want to have a relationship with him, you know. He was just kind of like a placeholder kind of a guy. That sounds so horrible, right? But it was kind of true. Like, we just, like, I knew he wasn't my forever dude, but I don't know. I was kind of probably not the best girlfriend to him. In retrospect, it was probably not all that nice to him. Oh well. What can you do? Live and learn. Move along. But yeah, he was still kind of a fun guy, but, and he's one of the guys that I don't even know what happened to him, because he's not on Facebook. Like, the rest of them are on Facebook. I know what happened to them. I know what they're doing. I know how their lives turned out. But he's one that's, like, kind of a mystery to me. And I wonder what happened to him. I would like to know. And I've Googled his name a couple times over the years, and it doesn't come up with much. That's kind of scary, huh? When you, like, try to find somebody that you used to know, and you can't Google them, like, don't you think, like, well, why are they so secretive? And I've got a couple of, like, friends that are girls from, you know, way back, and a couple of them aren't on Facebook, and I'm always thinking, like, why aren't you, like, why aren't you on Facebook? Like, I feel like everybody should be on Facebook. Even if you don't do much on Facebook, like, you should at least have, you know, be there, so if somebody needs to send you a message or something. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And now I'm thinking, can I use any of this stuff? Maybe some of this, but probably not. Okay. So, Kit Clubs. No, I don't subscribe. Yes, I do like the Counterfeit Kit Club. And I do think Kit Clubs would be really great for, like, you know, a sense of community and having inspiration coming from, like, you know, everybody's got the same set of supplies, and then seeing what everybody else does with them. I think that would be one reason I would want to belong to a Kit Club. But because I have an abundance of supplies and, you know, pretty easy source for new stuff, I just I don't feel like it's worth it for me. Okay. So I've gotten all my little supplies together, but I don't know how I want to set up the page. And I also need a title. So I'm going to go look on Pinterest for some inspiration in the title department. And then I'll be right back with some brilliance, I'm sure. Okay, I'll be back. Hey, Scrapbookers. So a little bit of time went by. I might have gotten onto Pinterest and found a quote that, you know, pretty much I could have made it myself, like, travel while you're young. And then it went on a little bit. You know, that's the basic gist of it. I did find this piece of paper that I thought I was going to use for this side. And then I liked the lightness of this against the photos. And then I've gone back and forth as to whether I want to use this dark color or the gray. So I've gone like, and did I mention that I also got into my quick cuts and my Martha Stewart punches? Yeah. Yeah, I got like on a way tangent. So I've been gone for a while, but this is kind of sort of what I'm thinking. I'm still thinking I want to use those tags. Oh, I kind of like that actually. Yeah, and I've been like, you know, auditioning, as they call it, lots of different papers to see like, ooh, maybe I like this, maybe I like this. Yeah, I looked at this one. So I've like gone through lots of different variations of maybe I'll do this. I think that kind of probably works the best. This is just a brown piece of, I think it's basic gray cardstock. If it's not basic gray, it looks kind of basic gray. It's distressed. And then this piece of the mint green kind of isn't. So I feel like that's what brings it into the modern. And I like to mix up the modern with the kind of older looking stuff. Even, you know, especially when these photos are from, you know, a while ago. Like 20 years ago, probably. More than that. Slightly more than that. Okay, and so I mentioned I got my quick cuts out, so I started punching out the word travel, and then I quickly was like, well, this is going to take a while. So I was going to originally do the whole quote, and then I kind of got impatient with that. So I just have the word travel, and let's just see how that's going to look against the, I don't know if there's enough contrast there. So I'm not totally, I don't know what to do. I'm indecisive. Yes, I am. Okay, but I did, so my thing with scrapbooking is if I kind of like it, that's a good time to start putting things down. So I kind of like this. Do I like it centered or off to the... I think I like it off to this side a little bit because I'm going to have those tags. And I think what I will do is probably, let's just see, I haven't written on them yet. So buttons, probably put them like here. But they are going to actually be ones that are going to be able to come out. So let's just leave them there and not, I'm doing something where I usually will nail everything down. I was just about to say, when you sort of like it, that's a good time to start nailing it down. Yeah, so I think what I will do is I kind of want to sew, and what I need to know is I need to stop, the opening needs to be like here to kind of here. I am going to sew over that, but then I'm going to sew all the way down on the page, and then this needs to be like, there needs to be a line where those tags, like there needs to be a stitch that goes across the page that actually the photo will go over, so that, where I want it, probably a little bit up from there, somewhere like that. No, I want it down there because, yeah, so I just have to plan a little bit here. So I'm going to sew a line here. I don't know how that will really work out, but I need to hold those tags in so they don't slide to the bottom, you know what I mean? I think you do. Maybe we'll have to layer some paper up. And then there'll also need to probably be a line like, there won't as much need to be a line up here, but there will need to be kind of a shelf underneath. So let me get to sewing and I'll be right back. That was kind of anticlimactic, huh? I'll be right back though. Okie doke, I'm back, and I sewed 3 lines there. I don't know if you can see them, but So I sewed around the whole thing, but I left this open even though I sewed this little bit so it looked finished. But this is where those journaling cards can go, where I can tell all the glorious secrets of my 20s, you know. That exciting stuff. So those are going to go here. And they really are going to be like hidden journaling. And then I just couldn't figure out how I was going to deal with that situation there. And I do want to, so in one of my photos, these are original photos, there's some like just some random old people there. So I don't really, I guess that's kind of goes to my point of travel while you're young. But I don't want them to be the focus of the photo, and they're in red, so yeah, sorry old dudes, but we're going to cut you. So I want the photo, I think, to go, or the photos to go there. So now is a good time to stick those down. So I'm thinking that maybe the title is, oops, maybe I should just move that up a little. Because maybe the title travel could go here, and then I could write the rest of the quote on those lines. I think that might work. So, Isn't this exciting? Okay, what else can I tell you? Well, yeah, I haven't done a lot of scrapbooking lately. So in homeschool, we covered the Civil War, and we got a little bored with that after we were doing the Civil War for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And what I find with my son is if we touch a subject and then we leave it and then come back to it. So like with the Civil War, we touched it for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'm going to leave it. So we went to World War II, which quickly got pretty gruesome. Like, good God. That was just horrible. Like this, the Revolution, I feel like the Revolutionary War and the Civil War, you can really, you know, tell the kids, like, this is what we're fighting about, and this is why it was good that these wars happened. But the World War II, ugh, like, I guess Japan wanted to expand its territory in the Pacific, and they were mad at us because we had the Philippines, and so that's why they bombed Pearl Harbor, I think. And then, yeah, I'm a good homeschool teacher, right? And then the whole thing with Hitler and the Germany was like a totally kind of a separate thing, and it just gets atrocious in a hurry. So we watched some of that. My daughter's actually been reading a lot of books about the Holocaust, but more along the lines of like from the perspective of the victims. And on the History Channel, they really have it from the perspective of the warmongers, and it's just kind of yuck. Anyways, yeah, so what was my point? I don't remember. So we've been doing, that's what we've been up to in homeschool. And Mac was like, you know, Mom, I think I don't want to watch any, I want to know more about World War II. I'm good on that. That seems pretty hideous. And he said, actually, could we just get away from war for a little while? So I said, yeah, that sounds probably like a good idea. So we've been on to, we switched over from history to science, but with science we did, oh no, here's my dilemma. Do I want to go over the, no I don't. Because these are original photos, so I don't really want to, oh, but this adhesive isn't gonna budge. So let's budge the picture maybe. Maybe a little bit like this. Me, I don't know what to do. Oh, darn it. Okay. Covering up the old men. I think I might even go underneath the photo with the letters, because you can pretty much tell what they say travel, right? Duh. Oh, did I also tell you, well, I was on my little break there, I also went on a tangent with my silhouette. I figured out a problem that was a problem, so that was good. But then I started to print stuff, or to cut out stuff, and that seemed too loud. And it's nighttime now, so I was like, I should do this tomorrow. So I stopped. Okay, so you know that says travel, right? Yeah, it's good. Okay, now I want to write travel while you're young. And I actually would like to write that whole quote. So it said, whoops, travel while you're young and able. Period. Don't worry about the money. Just make it work. I think I might need one more line. And then, experience is far more valuable than money ever will be. Experience is, I think, I'll just stop it there. Travel while you're young and able. Don't worry about the money. Just make it work. Experience is far more valuable. Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't do this. I'm just going to leave it. So anyways, then we watched about Einstein, and we're quite happy to learn that he was doing his thing, you know, around the time of World War I. And his fellow science, because of course he went after Germany, so we were like, here we go again. But we were so pleased because he was like, his buddy, like a scientist dude, was coming up with, you know, horrible ways to help people, just, you know, hideous things. And he was like, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. And he was like a pacifist. So like all the scientists, like most of the scientists were like, oh, we love the war. We're warmongers. And Einstein and only 4 others were like, no, we should be pacifists. So that was kind of nice and encouraging. Okay, I kind of want like little bits of stuff to come out from the sides there. So I know that's pretty tangent, isn't it? Sorry. But that's what we've been up to in homeschool. So, and we did all sorts of fractions, like adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing fractions. And then we tracked back and went back to long division. So we've been on long division for a couple days. He really didn't get that, like, at all. It was just when we first started the homeschool, that's one of the, you know, I just kind of wanted to cover the basics and go back over, see where he was, and it became quickly apparent that division was a huge problem for him. So we got back to it, and miraculously, he's, like, it all worked itself out, like, got better. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Now I'm going to do the little strips from the, and I just wonky cut that. Oh, so I talk a lot about it, a lot of different things, don't I? But it's been interesting with the homeschool. But it's also like a little bit challenging because my schedule is so dependent on my son, and his schedule it varies, you know, like his sleep schedule varies a lot from one day to the next. He would like to be a little owl, you know, just sleep all day and stay up all night. Sometimes I think I would like to be a little owl too, but it's really not conducive to, you know, a nice, healthy life and like spending time with the family and all that. So, and let's get some, do we want anything over here? So we've got this over here. I'm just wondering, should I, this is still bugging me. Okay, I know, it's not the biggest problem in the world. Anyway, I'm sorry. Sometimes I can really talk up a storm, and then other times I'm like, where should I put this piece of paper? Okay, I'm thinking like that. While I was telling you other interesting things, though, yeah, the homeschool is, I really like it for the most part. And learning about the Civil War has actually been, like, really interesting. I especially like learning all about Lincoln, because he's always, like, been a president I've admired. And I did, you know, quite a bit of, like, history, learning about history when I was in high school. But, you know, time goes by. You kind of, like, forget a lot of that stuff. So I know I love Lincoln, and we went to see the Lincoln Memorial this past summer, but I couldn't really, like, I knew the basic big parts of Lincoln, but, like, specifically why I thought he was cool, you know, kind of escaped me over the years. And we watched this, did I tell you about this already? I don't know if I did. Well, if I did, it's worth repeating. So we watched this documentary on HBO, because we got HBO, because they were having this, I don't know if I like that. Stripe, I don't think I do. I liked it and then I didn't. Let's maybe try this one. Oh, maybe the tickets. Remember this started out and I was like, I'm just going to use these colors. Yeah, that got off track in a hurry. So there is this special with documentaries on HBO, and it is totally awesome. You should see it. It's all about Lincoln, and why should you care? Because, well, Lincoln's, you know, the coolest president, first of all. But also, this documentary is about this family who, the dad, like this one guy, oh, well, we'll just go back to the beginning. So I do a lot of scrapbooking about family history and that sort of thing. And anyways, there was this guy who was in the Civil War, and then he told his son, I was in the Civil War, and Lincoln came and said hi to me after the Battle of Gettysburg, and it was so exciting. And so the son, after, I guess, the Civil War dad dies, gets interested in collecting photographs, photographs of Lincoln, and then his daughter gets obsessed with it, and then so on, and so it's like, so 5 generations are like totally obsessed with Lincoln and Lincoln photographs and blah blah blah. I need to write on these. I'm going to before I finish this, but for now I'm just gonna put them over here. So what else can we do to this beautiful thing? Probably no. And yeah, so anyways, the mother, like, or the, you know, not the, so there's the Civil War guy, his son, his daughter, who's also the grandmother of the documentary guy, but anyways, she is the lady that wrote Pat the Bunny, like the book, Pat the Bunny, and she also was a Lincoln scholar and wrote books about him. It's almost like she was a scrapbooker, but she was scrapbooking about Lincoln. And then even the way she made the book Pat the Bunny was kind of scrapbooky. It's very interesting. It was a really good one. You would like it. If you like scrapbooking, you would like it. What am I going to do up there? Okay, so we have all this conglomeration of stuff over there. What do we think? I think this travel really isn't strong enough. So one little trick, and this was something we were talking about at Get It Scrapped today, is that you can just kind of outline your letters if they're not standing out enough, which I don't think these are. So I'm just doing this in pencil. But I feel like they're not contrasty enough, and I would like them to be showing up more. Yeah, they definitely aren't. Maybe this layout is taking like way longer than I expected. I guess that's one of the reasons I've been kind of like, I think I'll just watch TV instead of doing scrapbooking, because sometimes a lot of times I can overthink things and then just make it take too long. I think one of my biggest stumbling blocks is the design of the page. So maybe the next one I start out with, we will start with a sketch. And I think that will make things go quicker. Because a lot of my angst over this one was, where am I going to put stuff? And now I'm feeling like all of this is too blank down here. So these leaves I used as my Halloween decorations. And it's like a maple. It looks enough like a maple leaf that I think I want to use it right there. Because this was like the beginning of this trip up to Canada. I'm trying to remember, like, I think I must have flown into somewhere in New York, and then maybe he picked me up, and then we went through Niagara Falls, and then went up to, I really don't remember all the specifics of it, but let me see if I want to outline this too. Anyways, we drove over to Toronto, where he was from. I seriously don't remember the specifics of that trip too much. I remember like a couple of details, which I will write on those little tags, but probably not share with the entire world. What else can I tell you? Oh, I've been listening to the Scrap Gals. That's another scrapbooking podcast, and it's Tiffany and Tracy, and they are Southern girls, and they have the funniest accents. They say things like wickety whack, which really to me sounds like something crisscross. You mean make it jump, jump. Yeah, this boyfriend that I went to go visit this time, he was so into like the dance music. Oh my gosh. I like the dance music, but he liked it like a lot. So much that I was like, oh, can we please give that a rest? Yeah, he was definitely not a meant to last boyfriend, but fun anyways. Alright, what else can we throw on this thing? It feels like it needs more than this, right? Yeah, it does. Should I put on here that it's Niagara Falls? Or is that kind of obvious? It kind of seems obvious. Maybe I'll just write it down here. Niagara Falls. Just in case you're wondering. Because because maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody's looking at it and they just don't know. Do I need the 93? Yeah, I don't think that's going to fit anymore because it would have maybe fit up here. But then I think it's taken away too much from the photo. Yeah, that doesn't work, does it? Wow. What else can we throw on here? I kind of want to put this like each day is a new adventure. Because I think that was, I don't think that was actually the first time I went to Niagara Falls. I think it was the second. But it kind of begs for something up here, doesn't it? We got this, this, and this. I know this looks funny, doesn't it? Maybe it's okay to just be clear up there. Travel while you're young and able. Don't worry about the money. Just make it work. I still kind of like this idea. Kept playing with that. Yeah? I don't know. Let's do it. So for this, I'm just gonna, I think, put some dots behind some of these. But again, I don't really want this to be on the photo. Oops. I don't want the glue to be on the photo. So I don't think that it is, because those are original photos. Yeah, the glue's just up there. I know, it's a little weird, right? You're like, that just doesn't seem balanced, and it doesn't. It seems like it needs something down here. Like more than that, maybe. But maybe. Okay, this looks weird, but I think I like it anyways. So I'm gonna do it. I know it's weird. It is weird. Because kind of like, you know, from little acorns grow. You know, like while you're young, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's also kind of pointing up at me. It's all about me. Okay. I think that's it. I know that was a lot of hoo-ha. Or not a lot of... Let's see if we can... Get anything else on here? I think I'm good. So I'm just going to write my journaling and I'm going to be done. Okay, I could kind of see this. Like onward, you know. Yeah. Or not. But I sort of like that. Like, if it just goes underneath. Because it just gives a little weight to that whole shelf thing. But also works as a embellishment-y thing. Embellishment-y thing. Yeah, that's real intelligent. Sorry. Okay, know if I completely love it, but I'm just going to do it anyways. There's a Ben Folds song called Do It Anyways. Do It Anyways. It's not my favorite Ben Folds song, but it's still pretty good, gotta say. It's worth a listen if you're a Ben Folds fan. It's on his newer CD, and I think the Fraggles. You remember the Fraggles? So I'm too old to have watched the Fraggles as a kid, but I remember the Fraggles because I think the girls I babysat for used to watch them. Okay. All right, I'm better with this. I think that is all. Thanks for watching and listening to my random, blah, blah, blah. I think the only thing I think I want to do is this. I just want to get this darker blue color. See, I've got darker blue and then this darker blue stripe. Maybe there's going to be, I know this leaf seems kind of, I know what my hidden meaning is for this leaf, and I'm not telling you. But, anyways. Yeah, I'm good with it. So, yeah, there we go. Ta-da. There's a page. So that's number 1 in my my self-imposed challenge of making 9 layouts from this scrapbook paper pad. Hopefully they will go faster, but it's quite possible they won't. But there's number 1. Okay, thanks for watching. Hello scrapbookers, it's Katie Scott, and I'm going to be making this layout today. Ta-da! So I'm using 2 photos from the 1990s, and I've made a pocket so my hidden journaling can go right in here. I still need to write it, but yeah, so I go through a lot of like, maybe I should use this, maybe I should use that, and I give you an update on homeschool and talk about a lot of random things. So if you want to know how it came out, this is the end of the story. But if you want to hear me just talk about any old thing, that's kind of what I do with my scrapbooking videos. Is I talk while I'm making the layout, and sometimes it's interesting, sometimes it's not. So there's my disclaimer. You may want to back out now and find another video. It's not one of my worst, but what I'm doing is, yeah, I told you, making 9 latouts from this one paper pack. So this is number 1. If you want to watch how I made it and listen to me blah blah blah, blather on, continue to go get your scrapbook supplies and let's start scrapbooking. Okay, bye.